Hi, my name is Claire and I am bipolar. And that means I experience changes in mood from depression to elation or mania, and sometimes a mix of those mishmashed all together. Those changes in mood affect my behaviour, emotions, and my thoughts, and my everyday life. I began this channel by saying that I want to show you that I am more than my mental illnesses. But I'm already shying away from that under the guise of trying to be normal. That isn't honest or authentic or direct. And those were the goals that I set myself. When I watched my videos back, I noticed that I hadn't mentioned my mental illness. I was going to do a knit with me video. I haven't done any knitting for many years. In fact, I did actually used to knit. Knit. But I couldn't think of anything to say. And that's because I was trying to cut out my world. Every part of my day is shown through a lens. And that's stigma. And stigma is a very, very powerful thing. It plays on shame. I, like most people, want to be liked. I don't want to be laughed at or put down. I think about, well, what will others think? What assumptions will they make? Will they think that I'm not a human being, that I'm weird, that I can't interact with people effectively, that I'm not emotionally able to sustain a friendship or a relationship, that I'm not warm, that I'm not kind. I am those things. And yet I've managed to convince myself that I'm not able to do those things, and that's not true. Those negative connotations have wormed their way into my head over the years, and I think that's the reason why I felt the need, despite wanting to talk about mental illness, to actually cut the mental illness references out from my videos. Bipolar disorder is a severe mental illness, and I think the term is often very scary to people. It was certainly very scary to me when I was diagnosed. It's a term that you hear on the news quite a lot of the time when someone has, done something wrong. The information given on the news often includes whether that person has a mental illness or doesn't, and some of the time that illness is bipolar disorder. It's a frightening term. The thing is, I'm not like that. I am not a frightening person. The other way you hear about bipolar disorder or mental illness more generally is in the everyday. We often hear, oh, you're crazy, or you're mad, and I'm guilty of this one myself, referring to the mad cat lady. I am, his nibs. And no, it's not unkind, but it plays into a vocabulary of otherness, a stereotype of oddness, and contributes to that feeling of scariness when we talk about mental illness. Over the past few years, I think there has been this drive to, I don't know if it's normalised, but there's something about talking more about mental illnesses. What I have seen is that it's largely related to depression and anxiety disorders, which can be very serious, absolutely, but people still are shying away. The general conversation is still shying away from psychotic illnesses. it is time to talk about it, and one of the ways I can help in that conversation is to show my world. It's not always the nicest of worlds. Part of this channel is about you seeing how bipolar disorder affects me as an individual, what it's like for me, my daily life. I want you to see the real me, I suppose. Let me say that being vulnerable makes us human. So I am doing 50 before 50, but it's not quite how I conceived it. I'm doing it with my mental illness, not as a way of pushing it away and hiding it. I have bipolar disorder. It's taken me 40 years to realise this, but I don't need to be ashamed of who I am.